Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is history. We want Mario Kart 9. Well, I, the Flame King, have started a series going over my own ideas for Mario Kart 9. This is only episode 2, so make sure you go back and watch the first one, where I talk about the characters and some new gameplay mechanics. Very important for today, because today we're talking about the tracks that would come to the game. Well, the new tracks anyways. We'll save the retro tracks for next time. Today, I'll share all the brand new ideas for tracks I have. But I want to do something a little bit different. I'm going to have 5 Nitro Cups instead of the typical 4, which also means I'll have 5 Retro Cups, but again, story for another day. That's more than base Mario Kart 8, and all previous Mario Kart games for that matter, but less than base Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I thought this would be a nice middle ground because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe definitely has more than what base Mario Kart 9 would have. I think otherwise would be potentially setting yourself up for disappointment, but going back to the typical would feel very lackluster as well. So, 5 Nitro, 5 Retro it is. So without further ado, here is the Mushroom Cup. This cup would feature the first track everyone would race on in the game, so starting off not only the cup, but also the entire game, I'd have Mushroom Stadium. Basically a more modern version of Mario Kart 8's Mario Kart Stadium, kind of in a similar vein to the Mario circuits, Bowser Castles, and Rainbow Roads. This stage would show off the new mechanics of the game, with the final lap adjusting the final ramp to have your kart transform into its airplane mode so we can fly out and around the top spire of Peach's castle, then fly right back into the stadium. I'm certain this would make for a great, strong first impression of what the rest of the game would be like. Next would be Crystal Cave, a track based on the cave levels from the new Super Mario Bros. Series of games. Having a lot of crystal-like structures, as the track's name implies, but it would also have a Piranha Plant slide thing going on, where you start outside and the pipes take you underground, although there wouldn't be water flowing through it this time. Various mining operations could open and close different routes throughout the 3 laps. Next would be Pirate Ocean, a track out in the open ocean. This track would also help showcase the differences between the boat and submarine transformations, with on top of water and underwater sections of the track. And to finish off the cup, we have Hammer Bro Fort, based on the level Fort Fire Bros from Super Mario 3D World. Except obviously quite a bit easier so it can work as a Mushroom Cup track, but this shouldn't be too different from what Super Mario Kart and Super Circuit did. Anyways, here's my Mushroom Cup. Mushroom Stadium, Crystal Cave, Pirate Ocean, and Hammer Bro Fort. On to the next cup, Flower Cup. This generally consists of tracks that are still relatively easy, but definitely harder than what we got in the Mushroom Cup. Starting off is Mario Circuit. I know, super original, but it's in basically every Mario Kart game, but fear not, I got a few cool ideas. This iteration, it would take inspiration from the Mario Odyssey version of the Mushroom Kingdom, as well as the Bomb Battlefield and even Bonneton? Basically imagine if all these 3 level aesthetics were merged into one track. Hats have become even more iconic for Mario since Odyssey, and the Cat Kingdom had some cool ideas for some hat-themed buildings that could work well in a brand new Mario Circuit track that would help it to stand out from previous Mario circuits. Next would be Junior Skate Park, based on a skate park at Sunset. But since it's Bowser Jr. themed, you can expect to see some graffiti Bowser Jr. painted all around the track, as well as lots of Mario Sunshine references. Plus, as I'm certain you can imagine, there'd be plenty of opportunities to perform tricks. The next track would be Ice Hot Desert, based on Odyssey's Toast Arena. No, not that part, but the ruins. The racetrack will take place in the desert ruins with an eventual transition to the icy caverns below. And to end the cup, I have Hyrule Castle Sky. Since Link is a playable character here in the base game this time around, I thought it would make sense to have tracks for the other various Nintendo characters just kind of mixed in. This track will be based on the many sky islands found in Tears of the Kingdom, and more specifically the opening of the game where we see the castle go into the sky. This track would most certainly take advantage of the new kart transforming mechanics, mostly taking place in the sky. So to recap, the Flower Cup would have Mario Circuit, Junior Skate Park, Ice Hot Desert, and Hyrule Castle Sky. Next I decided would be the Bell Cup, a newcomer to the typical Nitro Cups, and I'm going to start it off with Green Woods, a Kirby track. It's based on a lot of the generic first levels in Kirby, most notably Green Greens, and even features Wispy Woods since he's a very iconic part of Kirby. This would basically be a forest track with a Kirby theme, and a lot of Kirby elements. This track would be a forest level love letter to the Kirby franchise as a whole. Next, a new type of DK stage, Conga Savannah, based on the well-known African Savannah, as well as the World Bright Savannah from Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, taking a lot of cues from its levels for the track design. I think it would provide for a nice aesthetic we haven't seen in Mario Kart quite yet. Next would be Inkopolis Streets, a level for the Inklings, very obviously based on Inkopolis. Not too much to explain here. And the track to finish off with is Vortex Mansion, a brand new idea for a ghost track with portals that would not only take you to other parts of the mansion, but other dimensions too. This would be the most crazy ghost stage of any Mario Kart game to date. Again, the Bell Cup consists of the Green Woods, Conga Savannah, Inkopolis Streets, and Vortex Mansion. Now, back to the expected with Star Cup, consisting of some more difficult tracks. I'd started off with Garden of Hope from the Pikmin series. Mario Kart 8's DLC added an Excite Bike track and not one but two F-Zero tracks, despite these franchises having no playable characters in the game. So I thought it would be fun to do that here with Pikmin. Anyways, as the name suggests, it's the Garden of Hope from Pikmin. Not too much to explain here. Anyways, next is Sherbet Glacier, an evolution to the Sherbet lands of past Mario Kart games. This track would obviously have a lot of aquatic travel involved. Next up, Battle Rock Factory, an obvious Super Mario Galaxy reference since everyone, including me, has been waiting years for more tracks based on Galaxy, and I thought this would be a fun way to do it. Especially since it's hard to come up with an outer space themed track without risking making Rainbow Road look not so special. But believe me, I got some great things in store for both. So this track would take place in Battle Rock Galaxy, but also have a lot of factory elements mixed in with occasional moments of seeing the galaxy outside the factory. Last but certainly not least, what's bound to be a brand new fan favorite, Waluigi Theater. A Waluigi themed stage that takes place in a movie theater. There'd be a part where you'd fly right into the theater screen and enter the movie playing on it, with it being a different movie every lap, all themed around Waluigi of course. The walls being lined with posters would also make for easy marketing material for past and upcoming Nintendo movies now that Nintendo's doing this kind of thing, finally. So in short, the Star Cup would have Garden of Hope, Sherbet Glacier, Battle Rock Factory, and Waluigi Theater. Now for the final cup, the Special Cup, the most ultimate cup of them all, filled with the most difficult tracks in the game. I'd start off with Magical Funhouse, a carnival themed stage that has a kind of labyrinth-esque design in a similar way to Yoshi Valley, but in a bit of a different way, on a different level. Next would be Paperclip Plains, a stage that would be kinda like the Paper Mario stage in Smash Bros, having 3 different stages from Paper Mario history represented here. I sadly haven't played enough Paper Mario to give exact details, so maybe one of you guys could say something in the comments below, give some even cooler ideas, but since Paper Mario is planned to be on the roster of my version of Mario Kart 9, I obviously needed a stage to be able to go along with him. Anyways, next would be the obligatory Bowser's Castle. I had this idea that the first part could take place in the volcanic wasteland leading up to Bowser's Castle. Then, laps 2 and 3 would be in the actual castle. The idea is to make it feel like an exciting ultimate adventure leading us to some kind of final boss. even though there obviously won't be. And last but certainly not least, the big banana, Rainbow Road. And boy, do I have quite a few cool ideas for this one. The track would start on planet, more specifically in a rocket ship, kinda like the helicopter in Mount Wario. The spaceship would then blast you into outer space, of course putting your cart into plane mode. From here I actually made a map so I could properly show just how cool the ideas I have for this Rainbow Road are. I wish I could have done this with every track, but oh well. Anyways, here's where you start off with that rocket ship cannon part like I was just talking about, with the light blue being the path that you fly on. And then all the way up here, these stars with pink item boxes is where item boxes are floating around being carried by stars. Not the kind that would make you invincible though. Maybe they could be Lumas instead? Anyways, then I'm certain you can see where the track meets up again, and the red line is, well, the Rainbow Road. I promised it wouldn't all be red, I just didn't have time to multicolor it. After that, you might be curious about this part of the path right here. It'd be off to the side and you'd need a mushroom to boost off the main road to be able to try and land on it. Plus, the road would be super thin and hard to stay on, and you would miss the item boxes because they're over on the main side. But with the amount of dash panels that are on this side path, it'd give you quite the shortcut if you're skilled enough to stay on, that is. Then, right here is the moon, specifically as it appears in Super Mario Odyssey, complete with it being able to see the wedding hall off in the distance. The orange parts are lava, mainly because of the ending bit in Mario Odyssey, where you're under the moon's surface and there's all the lava. So I thought it'd be cool to have it up here. Maybe in the following laps you could have the platform sink in, so you'd have to transform to boat mode to go across the lava. Anyways, after reconvening with the Rainbow Road, there's this bit right here where I tried to add holes to fall through. I also imagine it'd be pretty wavy so you could perform tricks off of it. Then you would reach this section right here, where you're a plane again, hence the light blue path. But there's also all these gray squares I added to the map. These are supposed to be like the falling chunks of moonstone from that final part in Super Mario Odyssey. Then, a whole lot of nonsense later, you reach this part up here, guarded by two super thwomps as a reference to the first Rainbow Road. And then you cross into the second and final lap. Because with how long this course is, I thought I'd make it a 2-lap course, but didn't think it was quite long enough to make it a 3-section course instead. Besides, in case you couldn't tell with some of the things I said about earlier tracks, I kinda want to try doing new and different things with the whole lap mechanics and whatnot in this game as well. Plus, I also just wanted this Rainbow Road to feel grand, since it's my lovely, beautiful creation. So, in ultimate summary, Mushroom Cup will have Mushroom Stadium, Crystal Caves, Pirate Ocean, and Hammer Bro Fort. Flower Cup will have Mario Circuit, Junior Skate Park, Ice Hot Desert, and Hyrule Castle Sky. Cell Cup will have Green Woods, Conga Savannah, Inkopolis Street, and Vortex Mansion. Star Cup will have Garden of Hope, Sherbet Glacier, Battle Rock Factory, and Waluigi Theater. And finally, Special Cup will have Magical Funhouse, Paperbook Plains, Bowser's Castle, and Rainbow Road. And that's gonna do it for today. If you enjoyed, subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when the next episode comes out. Then I'll be talking about the retro tracks, so make sure you share your own predictions in the comment section below. Ahem, a little too clustered here, guys. Sorry, but, until then, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Keep dreaming.